Welcome to Building Titans. Have you been hearing a lot about DeepSeek AI lately? From the US to the rest of the world, this technology is making headlines.
Let's talk about DeepSeek because it is mind-blowing and it is shaking this entire industry to its core. The emergence of DeepSeek now putting pressure on the US tech names.
Good evening. An extraordinary story from tech. A Chinese artificial intelligence company, DeepSeek, has thrown the entire American tech world into something close to panic.
Days, a Chinese AI company has been making waves in Silicon Valley, and my pen just dropped up.
A startup out of China called DeepSeek has U.S. big tech in a panic this morning. What's happening there?
China's latest AI breakthrough has leapfrogged the world.
I think we should take the development out of China very, very seriously.
A game-changing move that does not come from OpenAI, Google, or Meta.
There is a new model that has all of the valley buzzing.
But from a Chinese lab called DeepSeek.
U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that a new AI chatbot from Chinese startup DeepSeek is a wake-up call for America's tech industry. The app has become the most downloaded free app in the U.S. already. Its popularity has shaken the markets, with U.S. chip giant Nvidia seeing close to $600 billion wiped off its market value.
But what exactly is DeepSeek AI? Who's behind it? Why is everyone talking about it? And how is it impacting the world, including the stock market? In this video, we'll break it all down, so stay tuned. In January 2025, the world of technology was hit by a bombshell that no one could have predicted. DeepSeek, a new Chinese AI platform, suddenly exploded into the spotlight, shooting to the top of the App Store in the US, knocking ChatGPT, the long-standing leader in AI, off its throne. What happened next was even more shocking. The stock market went into a full-scale panic. As soon as DeepSeek began dominating the headlines, investors around the world started to react. Shares of Nvidia, the tech giant that had long been the backbone of AI development, started to plummet. What seemed like an isolated event quickly spiraled into a global sell-off in the tech sector. The value of Nvidia's stock fell dramatically, wiping out nearly $600 billion in just a matter of hours. It wasn't just Nvidia. Almost every major tech stock saw huge drops. Amazon, Alphabet, and Meta all took significant hits, as investors feared that DeepSeek was a serious threat to the AI market dominance of American companies. The sell-off wasn't just limited to tech stocks. The Nasdaq, the index that tracks tech companies, suffered a massive decline, dropping more than 3% in a single day. Traders and analysts were in a frenzy, scrambling to understand the full scope of what DeepSeek's rise could mean for the future of AI, and the market as a whole. In boardrooms across Silicon Valley, the panic was palpable. CEOs and investors knew they were facing something unprecedented. DeepSeek wasn't just another competitor. It was a game changer, a force that could upend everything. In just a few short days, it became clear that the impact of DeepSeek wasn't limited to the tech world. It was shaking the global financial system. So, what caused all this chaos? It all started with Liang Wenfeng, a relatively unknown figure in the West, but someone with a long history of ambitious ventures. Born in Zhanjiang, Guangdong, Liang's journey into the world of technology and finance began when he was just a teenager with a passion for algorithms and problem-solving. He didn't just follow the traditional route. He was looking for ways to disrupt. But before we continue, let me share a little background about DeepSeek's very reserved founder. Liang Wenfeng has excelled academically since childhood. When he was in 6th grade, he passed an exam and was admitted to Wuchuan No. 1 Middle School. He continued his education through junior and senior high school as a top academic and demonstrated exceptional talent in mathematics. During middle school, he even began tackling college-level mathematics. However, he has always been a shy person and rarely appears in public. According to his longtime friend, Mr. Chen, Liang Wenfeng was a diligent student in college, often conducting project experiments and showing remarkable foresight. He studied AI engineering, a field with uncertain prospects at the time, but he had a clear vision for the future. He started from scratch, and after launching his own business, he even developed products like an automatic embroidery machine. He continuously explored, summarized, and traced ideas back to their origins. Mr. Chen also shared, Liang Wenfeng is very humble in both his dress and demeanor, simple and kind-hearted. He has previously donated a lot of money under his own name. I'm really happy to see him gaining recognition. I sent him a congratulatory message a few days ago, and he told me he would return to Wuchuan to celebrate the new year. But this time, he plans to stay out of the spotlight. In 2008, while most of his peers were focused on traditional careers, Liang decided to start a data collection project for financial markets. By 2015, he was leading high-flyer quantitative investment management, a hedge fund that leveraged machine learning and quantitative analysis to predict stock market movements. His fund's success was based on hard data and cutting-edge technology, but as profitable as his financial ventures were, it was clear that Liang's true passion lay elsewhere, in the world of artificial intelligence. By 2021, Liang had shifted his focus entirely to AI. He knew that in order to make a real mark, he needed to go big, and that meant building the next great AI platform. Liang invested heavily in Nvidia's chips, despite the growing tensions between China and the US over trade restrictions. But Liang's move was calculated. He had already planned for the day when the US would cut off access to the latest chips, and by the time those restrictions hit, DeepSeek was ready to rise. The launch of DeepSeek in 2023 was nothing short of a revolution. The AI model, R1, not only rivaled existing platforms, but outperformed them in terms of speed, efficiency, and cost-effectiveness. It was cheaper to operate, yet provided results that were just as precise, if not better. Almost overnight, DeepSeek took the lead in the global AI market. But the shockwaves didn't stop there. In early 2025, Liang Wenfeng gave a speech at a high-profile symposium where he boldly declared that China needed to stop following the pack and start leading the world in tech. He wasn't just talking about AI, he was talking about a larger vision for global technological dominance. This declaration sent shockwaves through the tech world and made it clear that DeepSeek wasn't just a flash in the pan. It was part of a much bigger, long-term strategy to change the power balance in technology. Back in the stock markets, the panic was intensifying. With each passing day, investors started to realize the true potential of DeepSeek and the threat it posed to established players in the AI industry. The realization that China was no longer just following the lead, but was now positioned to take the lead in artificial intelligence, sent ripples of fear throughout the financial sector. For decades, the US and its tech giants had dominated this space, but now, the landscape was shifting. In boardrooms across the globe, top executives scrambled to figure out how to respond to this new reality. Could they compete with DeepSeek's cost-effective, cutting-edge AI? Was the market as they knew it going to collapse under the weight of this new competitor? Would DeepSeek start to dominate not just in AI, but in every tech sector? The sell-off was just the beginning. What happened next could change everything. Liang Wenfeng had done the unthinkable. He had redefined the rules of the game. By 2025, DeepSeek wasn't just another tech company, it was the new force in global innovation. And the ripple effects were felt far beyond Silicon Valley, all the way to financial markets and the way the world would approach technology in the future. For the world of AI and beyond, one thing was certain: the game had changed, and there was no going back.